Okay, we've done a group preview on nearly all of the groups now. This is the one. This is the one, guys. Are you with me? Are we winning the World Cup, guys? No? Okay. Belgium, England, Panama, and Tunisia. We'll talk about England in good time. Let's talk about Panama. First World Cup.
Nice hats.
Lovely hats.
Lovely canal.
Took the words out of my mouth. What do we know about Panama?
First World Cup ever, and just astonishing qualification as well. That ghost goal. One of the great stories from qualifying, not only in that part of the world, but the entire world. Because for Panama to get to the World Cup with this generation of players, veteran group, who've been trying and trying, and the circumstances of qualifying as well, that ghost goal against Costa Rica. I remember the ball boy became like a viral sensation as well.
Because it's got to equalise in the 87th minute, and then like the rest of the game was just trying to waste as much time as possible.
Yeah, I love that guy. I hope he's coming to the World Cup. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And also, Panama then declared there was the amazing photo of the president in his office signing off on a national holiday the following day. Just incredible scenes, and I think whatever happens in this group for them, if they were to get a win, it would just be insane.
Yeah.
Teams will play them and expect to sort of finish it off later. Not be too worried if they don't score early goals. I think they'll finish it off later on in the game. But it's I don't know whether it's a mistake. I was reading what some of the quotes from the manager was saying, sort of after qualification, says now we have to change the way that we play, and we'll have to play a little bit differently. And sometimes that's the worst thing you do as a team. If it's something that's got you success, just stick with it. And like I said, nobody's expecting them to win anyway.
Yeah, a lot of experience there, but not at this level. Tunisia, however, the top-ranked African team in the World Cup. But that feels slightly misleading when you look at who their start names are, because they're missing centre forward Youssef Masakni, who's crucial for them. Scored a lot of goals for them. The main man's Wabi Kazri, who a lot of people know from his time at Sunderland, who's got talent, but it didn't work at Wearside.
Yeah, and to be honest, in the short space time when Sam Allardyce was there, he actually got the best out of him. It was probably levelled at him that he wasn't the most hard-working of players. Yeah. He looked like he was carrying a little bit of weight, but he worked hard under Sam Allardyce, and his set pieces were essential in keeping Sunderland up that year. He's deadly from around 20-22 yards from the edge of the box. Corners as well. I've seen him try and score direct from corners. I'm sure he hit the back post against Manchester United. But obviously Jordan Pickford will know what to expect. He's played with him and trained with him. Right, so any tricks up his sleeve, he'll know what's in store.
I rate Kazri. I like him. I think he's had a
good season at Rennes.
Well, I think he also deserved the move to the Premier League because he'd been lighting up Liga for a while. He's something who can turn it on a given day.
When David Moyes came in, it was a real class of personalities, and he had this set idea about him that he was overweight and that he wasn't working hard.
I want Stephen Pienaar.
Yet despite that, he
went and got him.
He remained the fans' favourite, and people just wondering, because we were struggling. I'm a Sunderland fan, obviously, and they wanted him in the side, and when he did play, he actually gave a little bit of a spark to the side, so he is the main danger. But manager Malou, when Masaki got injured, he said it's like Argentina losing Messi. So you probably think that's their best chance of doing anything in this group, taken away from them.
Can England top this group?
Yeah, I think they can top this group. I actually really like what Gareth Southgate is trying to do with this team. I think he's challenging how we look at the national team in what kind of style it should play. He's challenging us in terms of where we think certain players should play, and I appreciate that. It makes England interesting, and I think it makes them different to play against as well going into this tournament. Now, you might also say that they're not particularly. You can see where they're trying to go, but they're not there yet in terms of particularly with that three at the back. But I think they can top this group. They've got one of the best strikers in the competition in Kane. I think there's a lot of question marks about midfield, but I like in theory what they've been trying going into this tournament, which is to have Jesse Lingard and Dele Alli in that three.
I didn't think we would go into this tournament with Gareth Southgate as one of the sort of the big pluses and you know, we've seen it with a lot of other countries where, you know, they've chopped and changed in recent times, and there's very little chance you can sort of get any togetherness. And he's fostered that.
You can see that.
And I thought initially it was a beige appointment. This was somebody who was a yes man who was just going to just go with the flow and just be dictated by other people.
Cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's making big decisions. Leaving Hart at home, he's made a big decision there. You know, he's talking about challenging the way that we see England. He's not just happy just being England manager. He's changing people's perspectives, and I think that he's still got questions to answer. You know, like the back three, his personnel in the back three. I think Gary Cahill the other day, he possibly played his way into that. I didn't think he would be involved in that.
Tell me about the goalkeepers, because you're going to know better than anyone.
I think that the fact that now we see the three goalkeepers, and yes, they're inexperienced at this level. There's 9 caps between them. I think that what you'll see now with Jordan Pickford, even though he's inexperienced in national level, now he's been installed. He's got the number 1 jersey for the tournament. James Allcott said it was a big statement that he was playing, so you'd think that he'll go on and play. He'll just grow now. You know, he won't shirk any responsibility. He won't feel under pressure. He's somebody who just grows with the bigger stage he plays on.
It's comfortable. It's just the start for England, but for Belgium, this is like it reeks of the England golden generation. And there's been, with Martinez as the manager, been a few odd decisions in terms of the squad. One being Nainggolan.
Yeah, I think that stands out just as much as, say, Leroy Sané not going into the Germany squad does, because Nainggolan's one of the best midfield players in the world, and gives something different, I think, to that Belgium side when he is there. I think there's a sense that this is a bit personal, that maybe Martinez has looked at this as an opportunity for him to stamp his authority on this squad by basically saying, you know, we don't want, you know, a smoker in the team. We don't want a party goer on the team. But the thing about Nainggolan, never misses games for Roma. He's the one player in that squad who went furthest in the Champions League semi-final with Roma. And, you know, I think he's right to feel aggrieved because, you know, Martinez says, you know, the only players I'm going to give consideration to are those who are playing in Europe's top 5 leagues. Well, he's got Carrasco in there, who's playing in China, Witsel, who's playing in China. You know, only players who are playing regularly for their clubs. I don't think you can say that about some of the Belgian players. Yeah. And he's taken a chance on,
in that squad.
Exactly, and he's taken a chance on players like, let's say, Januzaj. You know, that strikes me strange. Nasser Chadli's there. And I know Chadli can do a job and plays, but again, you're basically saying I don't want one of the best midfield players in the world, who would still get into a squad which has so much talent.
Yeah.
It's strange.
And it does. It has so much talent and so much Premier League talent. This is just the forward players like Hazard, Lukaku, De Bruyne, Mertens, Carrasco, as you said, and then you go back centre backs, Vertonghen, Company. Alderweireld.
Well, we've seen Company pick up an injury in the build-up to this World Cup. We're going to monitor him over 6-7 days. They've got someone on standby just in case. But that, with Vermaelen, who we all know is very fragile, that's something we know is a bit of a weakness.
That's what hurt them, isn't it, against Wales? That's what cost them.
If they want to play with a back three, then already that is kind of compromised.
But there's a real Dutch feel about the Belgian squad. You know, there's a lot of negativity. Especially between the players and the manager, especially between Kevin De Bruyne and Martinez.
Yeah, let me read that quote. He said after the draw with Mexico, as long as we don't have a good tactical system, we will have difficulties. It's a pity that we have not yet found a solution.
Well, do you know what it is? I think that when you have that much talent, it can be a hindrance again because it's the manager can't just pander to their best star. So, for example, I think Hazard fell out with Wilmots in the last manager because he maybe thought he wasn't playing him right, and he's obviously not getting the best out of De Bruyne. He's clearly not happy, regardless of his performances. So it's one of those where you think, well, yeah, they're sort of less than the sum of their parts.
Yeah. I mean, all that said, they had a great qualifying. They scored, 43 goals.
Yeah, first European team to book
points.
their place at the World Cup.
Yeah.
I think the sense was 2016 and at 2014 was that the manager held them back, Wilmots. But under Martinez, there's still a sense that they're not what they could be. And that's even though two of their best players have got better in the last 2 years. Mertens, De Bruyne have become genuine stuff. Hazard ended the season really well. And so, this team really should be not thought of as a outsider, but as should be in that list that we had.
But that's the thing. I mean, you look at the side. Obviously, you've got your attacking flair. You've got a good defensive unit with Courtois as well. They're probably missing Nanga. That's exactly what they're missing.
Yeah.
And it's
a strange
baffling.
one, and it's that kind of that nasty feeling that's in that squad. Can they get rid of that? I still expect them to still win this group, but it's all decided on that. Hopefully, all going well, that final game, Belgium against England.
Yeah, but you can guarantee that they'll unify for that, and I think that they'll fancy their chances against England certainly.
Yeah.
Depending on what goes on beforehand, obviously.
Well, they'll be. I mean, the bulk of their team will be used to Premier League players and will have played.
Well, we know everything about them. They know everything about us.
Yeah.
Who's going to blink?
Who's going to win that group? Can England do it? Belgium got the players. Have they got the spirit? Or can there be an upset? Can Tunisia, 14th in the world, the top-ranked African nation, can they do it? Can they spring a surprise? Please don't, Tunisia. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video if you've enjoyed it. Check out all the other group previews, and we'll see you soon.